Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take your curiosity and just dive right into a topic.
We do, we really do. Sort of like a deep dive, you know?
Exactly. And today is a fascinating one. We're taking a look at those articles you sent about ancient Greek philosophy, comparing them to our modern digital world.
Yeah, it's like those ancient philosophers, could they have ever imagined a world with smartphones and social media and...
Right. It's incredible to think about. And this first article, The Matrix Was Real, well, they make a pretty bold claim. They say that ancient Greek philosophy basically predicted our modern tech-obsessed culture.
That's a pretty big statement to just come right out and say. But when you think about it, remember how the ancient Greeks relied on oracles, like the one at Delphi? They'd go to the oracle for guidance.
Oh, totally.
And this article, it connects that to our reliance on, well, algorithms today.
It's true. We're always asking algorithms for advice, whether it's what to eat, what to watch. It's like these algorithms are our modern day oracles or something.
Yeah, and it goes even deeper than that. Think about the ancient Greek gods. Like Athena was for wisdom, Apollo was for music. And today we have AIs that specialize in certain tasks, composing music, predicting the stock market. It's almost like we're recreating these gods in a digital form.
Whoa. Okay, now that is a little chilling. Are we really about to start worshiping like a digital Zeus? What would that even mean, to worship a godlike AI?
It's a huge question, right? And speaking of big questions, these articles also get into some interesting comparisons between ancient Athens and our digital culture today, especially when it comes to how we communicate.
That's a really good point. I mean, the ancient Greeks, they were all about face-to-face dialogue, debate. That was how they saw truth emerging.
Right. And what about us? We'd rather have a debate in the comments section, probably with emojis. Makes you wonder, has this shift to digital communication, has it actually changed how we think?
It really does make you wonder, are we even more connected now? Because we can talk to anyone instantly, or are we more isolated than ever, stuck in these echo chambers, curated by algorithms?
It's like that allegory of The Cave by Plato, right? Except our cave has, like, really good Wi-Fi.
Exactly. And, another big contrast that the articles brought up was this difference in values. The ancient Greek philosophers, they were focused on wisdom, on virtue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They were all about that.
But today, a lot of the tech world, it feels driven by profit, market dominance, moving fast and breaking things, even if those things are, important values. So it makes you wonder, are we actually building a new Athens? Or just a very expensive echo chamber?
And not just an echo chamber, but one where, like, the algorithms are designed to keep us hooked, to keep us scrolling and buying.
Yikes. That's a scary thought. And these articles, they don't stop there. They take us even further back in time and start comparing the Bronze Age to our information age.
Makes sense, though, when you think about it. Both of them, the Bronze Age and now, they were defined by these big, huge changes in technology and how they impacted society.
Totally. But here's the thing. The shift from bronze to iron, that took centuries. We're seeing these huge, massive changes happening in just decades.
Talk about information overload. It's like, whoa, slow down.
Seriously. And one article even suggested, get this, that we might see digital city-states in the future. Like, imagine pledging your allegiance to Facebook or Twitter instead of a country.
Whoa, wait, what? Really? That's wild.
I know. So we might not even need passports anymore, just our login info. But seriously, it makes you think about how technology is reshaping how we see community, belonging, everything.
It's mind-blowing and a little scary, to be honest. Are we ready for that kind of future? Like, are we prepared for what happens when technology changes how we see ourselves as citizens, as, I don't know, even as humans?
That's the big question, isn't it? And especially with technologies like quantum computing, really advanced AI.
Yeah.
Those are right around the corner, and they have the potential to change everything.
Everything. And we have no idea what that'll look like.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's a lot to wrap your head around. But it's not all doom and gloom, These articles also highlight some pretty amazing possibilities that come with the digital age.
Like what? Give me some good news.
Okay, well, how about this? The democratization of knowledge. Like, back in ancient Greece, only the elite really had access to education and information.
Right.
But now, with the internet, we have an insane amount of information at our fingertips. It's a game changer for learning and understanding different perspectives.
That's true. We can learn about anything, connect with people from all over the world, all from our phones. It's really incredible when you think about it.
It really is. And think about the potential for, like, global problem solving. The internet can connect us in ways that go beyond borders and cultures.
It's like we're building a new Acropolis, but instead of marble and stone, it's data and code.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly. And you know what else? Within this, like, digital acropolis, we're seeing new forms of art, music, even entire industries popping up online. It's like a renaissance, but digital.
a digital renaissance. I like that.
Right. But, and here's the thing, with all this amazing stuff happening, we have to remember that this digital world is still being built.
It's under construction.
Yes, exactly. And the choices we make now, like how we use these technologies, what values we build into them, it's all going to shape the digital world for, future generations.
No pressure.
Art.
Right. But seriously, that is a huge responsibility. So how do we make sure we're building a digital world that's, good, one that benefits everyone?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, it can feel overwhelming, right? But the good thing is, we don't have to start from scratch.
We don't.
Nope. We have centuries of, philosophical thought, ethical frameworks to learn from, and not just from, dead Greek guys, but from people all over the world. We have to tap into all that.
It makes sense. But it's still such a big challenge. Like, where do we even begin?
Well, remember earlier how we were talking about mindfulness? That's a good place to start.
Mindfulness. But online. Is that even possible?
It is. It's about being intentional with how we spend our time online. Before we click on that notification or scroll for hours, we can ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Is this actually adding value to my life?
Honestly, probably not. Half the time I don't even know why I'm scrolling. It's like a reflex.
Right. And just being aware of those habits, that's the first step. Then we can start setting boundaries, like maybe I only check social media at certain times, or I make a conscious effort to engage with content that actually interests me.
So it's like creating a digital diet, cutting out the junk food and focusing on the good stuff.
Exactly. Like a digital detox, but maybe not as extreme. And it's not about avoiding technology altogether.
Yeah.
It's about finding a healthy balance, just like with anything else in life.
That makes a lot of sense. So mindfulness is key. What else?
Okay, another big thing is digital literacy.
Digital literacy.
Yeah, it's basically about having the skills and knowledge to navigate the digital world safely and responsibly.
Okay, so what does that involve?
So it's things like understanding how algorithms work, knowing how your data is being used, being able to spot fake news, and also, how to have respectful conversations online even when you disagree with someone.
So it's like equipping ourselves with the right tools for the digital age.
Exactly. And just like any skill, it takes practice. But the good
Yeah.
news is there are tons of resources out there to help us develop these skills.
Okay, that is good news. It's feeling less overwhelming already. So we've got mindfulness, digital literacy. Is there anything else we should keep in mind?
I think the most important thing to remember, and this ties back to what we were talking about earlier, is that this journey into the digital future isn't just about technology, it's about us.
It's about people.
Exactly. It's about personal growth, responsibility, all of that. And it goes back to what those ancient Greeks were trying to figure out too.
Which was?
Like, what does it mean to live a good life? How do we create a society that benefits everyone? How do we keep learning and growing? Those are still the big questions we're wrestling with today, just with fancier gadgets.
It's true. Plus ça change, plus ça même chose, right?
Exactly.
So it's not just about building the coolest tech, it's about building a better future for everyone.
Exactly. And we have to be mindful about how we do it, how we use these tools, and who benefits from them. If we can do that, I think we're on the right track.
I like that. A call to action for the digital age.
Right. So the next time you open your laptop or you're scrolling through your phone, remember those ancient Greek philosophers.
Channel your inner Socrates.
Yes, exactly. Bring that same curiosity, that same desire to learn and grow to your digital life.
Because in this digital age, we're not just users or consumers, we're the philosophers.
We are. We have the power to shape this digital world.
We're writing the next chapter.
And who knows what amazing things we might discover along the way.
It's like we're all holding these puzzle pieces,
Oh, I like that.
trying to figure out where they go to make the big picture.
And not just figure out the picture, but we get to make it too, We have the chance to build something incredible.
That's a great point. But I don't know, it feels like a lot of pressure, How do we actually make sure this digital world we're building is, good, ethical, meaningful, all of that?
Right. That's the big question. Well, the good news is these articles we read, they offer some really practical advice.
Okay, like what?
Well, one thing that kept coming up was mindfulness.
Wait, mindfulness? But online, how does that even work?
It's about being more intentional, more aware of how we're spending our time online. Like before I click on a notification or to start scrolling endlessly, I try to stop and ask myself, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Is this actually good for me?
I am so guilty of that. Just mindless scrolling. Half the time, I don't even know why I'm doing it.
Right. It's like a habit, but once you notice it, once you're aware of it, you can start setting some boundaries.
Boundaries. So like what?
Simple things, like maybe I only check social media at certain times of the day, or I make a point of following people and pages that inspire me, that teach me something new.
So it's like creating a healthy digital diet.
Exactly.
Out with the junk food, in with the good stuff.
Exactly. And it's not about like giving up the internet completely.
Right.
It's just about, like you said, finding that balance.
Being in control.
Yes, being
Yeah.
in the driver's seat.
Okay, I like it. So mindfulness, what else?
Well, another thing these articles really emphasized was the importance of, how do they put it? Digital literacy.
Digital literacy.
Yeah. Basically, it means having the skills and knowledge to navigate the online world in a, safe and responsible way.
Okay, so like what kind of skills are we talking about here?
Well, for starters, understanding how algorithms work, knowing how our data is being used, being able to spot fake news. Oh, and knowing how to disagree with someone online respectfully. That's a big one.
It's like we need a whole new set of etiquette rules for the internet.
Right, exactly. It's like we're all figuring this out as we go, but the more we know, the better equipped we are,
It's like anything else, the more you practice, the better you get.
Exactly. And the best part is there are so many resources out there to help us learn these skills.
That is good news. This is starting to feel a lot less overwhelming. We've got mindfulness, digital literacy. It's like we're putting together a toolkit for the digital age.
Yes, exactly. And I think, the most important thing to remember in all of this is that, well, it's not just about the technology, it's about us.
It always comes back to that, doesn't it?
It really does, because think about it, those ancient Greeks, they were grappling with a lot of the same questions we are today.
About
What it means to be human, what it means to live a good life, how to create a just society. These are timeless questions, and technology is just the latest tool we're using to try and answer them.
I've heard it said that technology is just a mirror, reflecting back our values, our hopes, our fears.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
I can't take credit for it. But it's true, isn't it?
It really is. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from all of this.
Which is,
We have a choice to make. We can let technology control us, or we can use it to create a future that reflects our deepest values.
so it's not about rejecting technology, it's about shaping it.
Exactly. And who knows what we might accomplish if we do that.
That is an exciting thought.
It is. It's like a call to action for the digital age,
I love it. So to everyone listening out there, next time you open your laptop, pick up your phone, remember those ancient Greek philosophers. Channel your inner Socrates. Ask those tough questions.
Yes. And don't be afraid to challenge the status quo, to imagine a better future, and then go out there and build it.
Because this is it, folks.
Yeah.
We are living in the digital age, and we have the power to shape it for better or for worse.
We're not just users, we're creators. We're the philosophers, the artists, the architects of this digital world.
And that's it for today's deep dive. It's been such a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
It really has. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the topics that fascinate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and until next time, happy diving.